Good morning.
Hello, everyone. Today's going to be another great day at Memory Bound, and I'm Kelly, and I'm here this morning on Thursday with Teresa.
Good morning.
So Teresa says good morning, and you guys are going to love it because she's combining the two newest products from Tim Holtz.
Exciting.
I know, isn't it great?
I love it.
So we're
I love the
combining
new color.
Scorched Timber, the final grand finale color of the Distress family.
Kelly, you said it wrong.
What did I say?
You have to say Scorched Timber.
Oh, that's right. Tim. Notice his name is in the color. I'm sure that was very clever. And it's a brown for his final color.
Yeah.
And the brand new stamp set that we've only had a couple days called Love Notes. And it's not necessarily Valentine, is it, Teresa? It could be a lot of things.
You could use it for a lot of different things. And hearts are always good to have, whether it's your card making, tags, or scrapbooking.
It's
Katie
good for
uses
lots.
hearts
A lot of projects, whether you got
for
boys,
scrapbooking.
girls.
Yep, it goes for anyone.
Wedding, anniversary, Valentine's. And you know, since I said the word Valentine, Teresa, we just need to remind everybody that our Valentine, we haven't even put a post out here yet, but our Valentine category is 30% off. And there's a couple exclusions like the new Tim Holtz Love Note stamp set that we just showed you. But pretty much most everything else is 30% off online or in the store. So, yeah, are you using any Valentine things?
Except for the stamp.
She's got some great samples with some number 14 in hearts. And Teresa's going to show us all of these wonderful samples. So hello, everybody. All of our crafty friends are joining us, Teresa. So Valentine's is on sale. And then the other big news is the glue press is here.
Yay.
And Penny used it on Monday. And we've called people that were on the list. And we have some left.
Oh.
We do have some left. And we have more coming. We're stocking up for the crop that's coming up next month. So I want to make sure.
Everyone will have a glue press.
I know they'll all have one at their table, and they're going to love.
Label them.
And they'll love them as much as we do.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So, all right. Well, we've got. Let's see. Do we have any other news, Teresa, that I forgot to share?
I don't think so.
We okay. Chris says she thinks she needs that stamp set. So let me just show you that one more time.
It's $29.99.
Should we just start and tell us about it? Okay.
And there's 14 different hearts, which is
How
I have
did
the phone in my pocket.
Teresa's got the store phone. And your microphone's not on. Teresa, we got to get Teresa's microphone on.
This button?
Yeah, I think so. See if it turns
Can
green.
you just take this?
We're going to answer the phone. Maybe you're calling. And Mary, while Teresa's getting her microphone on, I'll tell you that we do have a coffee bundle for Coffee Week, and hopefully we'll have that online this afternoon. We're just trying to get the ribbon or the twine ready for that, and maybe we'll do a little video of it if we can get it online this afternoon. But we are having a coffee bundle. We have coffee demos. Peggy's doing layouts.
I made a coffee tag today.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm ahead of the game.
You are ahead. Oh, look at Teresa's coffee tag.
Yeah.
She is ahead of the game. And it looks like you're lit now, too, Teresa. Yes. So your microphone's on.
All right, good.
All right. Well, okay, so we were talking about the new stamp and how clever to have 14 hearts.
Yes. Well, when I counted it twice just to make sure. 14. And it's $29.99. And then there's 8 sentiments. This is probably going to be my favorite. This little teeny tiny XOXO. It's so cute.
It is cute.
I feel like Rosanna Dana. Little teeny tiny
Oh my gosh, I love Rosanna Dana.
Yes.
So give us a thumbs up if you guys remember Gilda Radner and her character from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. So it's very cute. Some are solid, some are just lines. Some are not perfect. Some are very sketchy. There's quite a variety of sizes. I tried to use them all, but I only had a day to make samples.
Yeah, she really did only have a day because they just arrived.
Yeah, and some of, I do have some samples that just has Scorched Timber on it too, because I made some things up before we had the stamp set, because I wanted to be able to show that. So we have everything in the Scorched Timber.
So that includes this Teresa's water. You can tell it's hers because it's been used there on the tip. A very nice point on that Scorched Timber pencil, Teresa. Peggy,
Can you get some water in this for me?
So scorched timber comes in all the normal distress.
So we've got distress, the re-inker, the oxide, the re-inker. We've got the paint, the glaze, and the regular spray, and the oxide spray. And I use the oxide spray. That's the one that I chose to buy because, you know what? I didn't have a lot of oxides. And there's a tin.
Oh, yeah.
The oxide tin. And I don't even have enough to fill. I need to buy one more color.
You need one more color. And Teresa did beef up our sprays for this demo today. So we have got a few more colors in.
We have all the colors that I used on my cards for sprays. And the really good one that you're going to want to get is the Rustic Wilderness, because you can use that. Yes, for Valentine's or for St. Patrick's Day.
Or Christmas.
Or Christmas is a good color.
I was going to say or March, but I guess that's St. Patrick's Day. And Easter. This isn't just for Oxford oxide sprays. It also works for your normal distress sprays. And it's $13.99.
Yeah.
What does it hold, 12, Teresa?
Yeah.
Look at, she's
12.
counting them. So it holds 12.
Yep. So I need one more.
And it's kind of tricky because the top is bigger than the bottom. And so when you open it, your sprays are right there, accessible, and you can see them. And it's stacking.
Nice. And I have them in Roy G. Biv, of course.
Of course you do.
But, yeah. And I have regular sprays too, but I have a lot of those, and I just have a few of the oxide. So that's why I went with the oxide, just to do that. I need to get an orange because, you know, when I buy things like this, I like to have one of each color.
She wants her Roy G. Biv.
So there needs to be an orange.
You'll have to get carved pumpkin or spice marmalade or something.
Rusty Hinge is kind of my go-to. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think they have the sprays in all the colors, don't they? I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, wait, we have questions that I've missed. Do the watercolor pencil tins fit in that spray box? The watercolor pencils, they want to know if this is going to fit into there. So do you want to just see? It might be a little big, but we're going to try it. Oh, shoot, nope. It does not fit.
Oh, you mean like you could put all six?
Yeah, then you could line them up, which would be very handy. Okay, and we had another question too. Let me go back. Sorry, I missed it, guys. Well, Chris said she used to watch Gilda on SNL when she was babysitting back on the day. She didn't like the cone heads. They were funny too.
Can you get the storage tin that
there was a question about
just the regular?
There was a question about March, and we are having a brackets, and it does involve stress.
You guys, yesterday, you were like, we're not going to say, and then
I know, and then we said it. I know, we can't help ourselves. So in March, since we're doing a distress ink today, I think we can say it. In March, we are going to have some madness going on here at Memory Bound, and so we'll tell you more about that.
Memory Bound madness?
Yes, that's what it. We do have a lot of madness here.
Wait, is that just in March?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Teresa. Okay, so
the distress storage tin that's $9.99. It holds the glazes. You can put the glazes in here, which I have my glazes in. You can use the crayons in it, or you can put, if you want to just take your colored pencils and put them all in one box, then you can put it in there and they'll fit.
Taking them out of the thing.
Out of these that they come in, yeah. Some people, Tim likes that.
Does it fit inside there if you wanted to
No,
leave
I don't
it in?
think the tin fits. I think just the crayons.
You know, Teresa, this is what I love about our videos is I think we're pretty visual that, you know, you're going to see how Teresa, how this works with the distress sprays. You can see how the storage tin works. You know, you don't have, when you look online, you just see a picture of this. And it's kind of hard to see it like in action.
Yeah.
And Teresa's like peeling that off for us. This used to be called the crayon tin. And then they discovered, it's much more versatile. They're a little snug, and you could get maybe two.
Yeah.
So it might not really be what you're looking for, I would guess.
But you could take them out of
You could take them out and dump them in like
just
Tim
dump
does.
them in.
Oh, heavens. I don't know if I could do that or not.
I know. It's a brand new set. This is
Teresa
set
just
number 4.
She just dumped set number 4.
I haven't Roy G. Bibbed my new crayons in yet because I wanted to sit with the new sets for a little bit. You can see I've been using set number 4 because that is the next set, I guess.
Well, 4, 5, and 6 are brand new, and
I
they were
haven't
just
dipped
released.
into 5 or 6 yet.
So I guess, Teresa, I spoke wrong earlier because those came after Scorched Timber. So Scorched Timber is the third to the latest release. He's had a lot of releases lately with Ranger.
It's been fun. It's been expensive.
And actually, this mat that Teresa is using was probably number 5 latest release. So, Tim, keep it coming. We love it. We love it.
This mat is wonderful. If you just have a little space.
Is dirty.
Mine is used, well loved. It's called a travel media surface mat, and it just sprays off, and I wipe it with a microfiber cloth, and it has it's
kind of sticky
on the back.
I mean,
and
it's
if
not
it's
sticky, but it's, I don't know what you call it. Sticky.
It gives you, it's a surface that's going to stick, and if it gets dirty, you just spray it and wipe it just like the front. And the corners stay down, which is nice. And I really like it.
Curl up.
Yeah, I have the big one too, but it seems like I use the smaller one more because the big one, I have to have my whole space cleared, and you know how things creep in on your space.
Yes,
and so this is easy just to fit, and it is $17.99.
Now can you ring the bell? Do you have a bell? So it's made to go over the top of the glass media mat travel size.
It fits on that. I have that too.
But Teresa discovered you don't really need that. I mean, you might want it and you like it and it's a great product. But if this is nice for traveling also. Can you get us the glass media mat, the travel size, Peggy, please?
Especially if you're going to go to a crop and you know you're going to take some sprays or be a little bit messy. It's a nice little
work surface.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one more question about, Donna says your mat is well used, and it is. The vault dies are totally sold out at Sizzix. We've got them coming.
We've got 2 of them.
Do we just have 2?
I think.
So we have these 2. Thank you,
Peggy. Funky floral wreath, which is bigger than the old floral wreath. So,
what one did you use?
This is the old one that I have, but this one is a titch bigger.
We have both.
And then
this one has flowers, and then
this is the love birds, and this is the old bird. These birds are a titch
old bird
bigger,
and new bird,
a little bit bigger too.
So that was from okay. I can't remember the name. It wasn't Feathered Friends, was it? The old birds.
The old birds.
Okay, it's all right.
I don't know.
Okay, so anyhow, we have them coming.
These are $20.99, so it's a nice price if you don't have the old wreath, because you also get these flowers and the bow. The old wreath, you don't get that. And then this one, you get the feather and the hearts and the branch, which you did not get in the old birds. It was like 6 or 7 birds.
In the previously released birds.
Yeah, I wish I would have had this one instead.
We still have.
Because it's a lot. The old one is a lot of birds.
The previously released birds.
Yeah. I use this one a lot. This is like my go-to bird. I don't know why, but I use him a lot.
And then the wreath, it's a good add-on to have the new wreath too for $20.99.
And the other thing is he's going to have more wreaths. He's going to do more vaults, but he kind of fibbed because there's going to be 4 wreaths. So there's going to be like the branchy one that came with this one to start. And then he's going to have 2 others.
Oh, well, we'll see what they are.
One is going to be Christmas, and I can't remember what. Maybe there's only 3. But fall, Peggy says fall. So I can't wait for those to come out, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit, obviously. So,
Teresa, would you like to transfer and open a store in South Dakota for us?
South Dakota?
Sharon is requesting a store in South Dakota.
Okay. I've never been. I don't think I've been to
you
South
need to
Dakota.
Go there.
I know. My
okay, and
been
Michelle says, with the Art Bin brand plastic container that holds a 6x6, hold the distress colors in their tins.
Guys, grab one of the 6x6 Art Bin storage.
All right. Thanks for that suggestion. Silhouette birds is what Jan thinks the other birds, the previously
Oh.
released birds were caught.
Quite possibly, yes.
And then Corrine wants us to open a store in Minnesota, so maybe we can send somebody to Minnesota.
That I would do.
And Ann,
Make it tropical.
Peggy said she'll go if it's a tropical place. And we got Indiana.
Nope.
So we just had a second for.
I don't know why I turned it the other way. It's 6 by 6. If it doesn't fit this way, it's not fitting this
Well, it's
way.
always worth a try.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the crayons, again, individually are going to fit in there.
the
but
pencils.
the pencils.
Because we have another question about crayons and pencils.
Yeah.
Um,
We probably need to do a comparison.
Okay. The
shopping.
crayons are different. They're not a watercolor pigment.
No, they're more for mixed media. And you can use your finger to spread them around. They're waxy. These are pure pigment. They don't have, most watercolor pencils have wood in them. These do not have wood in them.
It looks like wood, but it's just a
It's
paper.
not. Yeah, this is just a plastic paper that you can tear off to sharpen more.
So the crayons they're softer and they're water reactive like the watercolor pencils, but they're just a different medium, a different
Yeah.
product. And we've
We'll have
talked
to show
about them.
those.
We'll have to show them when Teresa does a demo with the watercolors. They want stores everywhere, Teresa, and now we're talking Canada, Texas,
Oh, wow.
but it's 70s there. Debbie just wants a crop in Kansas City. And Jan says, no, come to Kansas City, Clear Lake, North Carolina. Oh my gosh, did we open a can of worms?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
well,
we're gonna show
before
this?
we move on, and I'm sorry that we aren't able to
Expand.
expand to Canada or North Carolina or whatever, but we would love for everyone to come visit us.
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
we? Now, this is the glass, the travel glass media mat from Tim Holtz, and it is glass, and it's got this nice grid that you can see here. And I don't know what that black is right there.
Wait.
Oh, well, there's a case that goes with it, isn't
Oh,
there? But there's
yeah,
a
but
protective
that-
sleeve. That might be it. And then it does have this little section here that the kind of a silicone mat
Yep.
peels off. And you can mix your colors or do whatever you want. But underneath of that, you'll see a nice little white glass area.
And it's $39.99. I do like my travel.
Well, it's
I
got
take
this
it with me
case. You
when
just
I
slide
go
it right into
places.
this nice case.
Yeah, it's good for travel.
Now we got a request for Georgia. Okay, Heidi says the Totally Tiffany toolbox, and she puts all 6 sets of her pencils. So we need to ring the bell
Really?
again.
Becky,
We will.
can you get which one is it?
We need a Totally Tiffany toolbox.
Oh, sure.
Becky's right here, so everybody say hello to Becky.
Morning.
Becky, size-wise, they come in 3 sizes.
Okay.
We want one that fits the watercolor pencils. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. You guys are just so much fun, and I just enjoy
Yeah.
going back and forth. And all right, Teresa.
Okay,
so
we're good?
let's go on, and Becky's gonna find us a toolbox, and then we'll figure that out.
I'm going to set the stamp aside for a minute and just talk about the inks. So before we had the Tim Holtz, the Love Note stamp, and we just had the Scorched Timber, I made these samples to show the difference between oxide and the distress ink, because oftentimes people will want to know what the difference is.
You can tell they do look different.
Yeah. So the
I don't know if on camera you can tell, but
that was what I was worried about.
yeah, you can't tell real well on camera.
Yeah. So if you're here in person, the oxide is a chalkier look. Like maybe look at those hearts. If you get close, can you tell?
Yes, we can tell by that,
See
Teresa.
how-
That's good.
Clean and crisp that is, and just how kind of chalky that the oxide one looks. And I did not put any water on this. I did use the colored pencil to splatter the little splats on it. But all of that is stamped with the Scorched Timber, and then the color that I paired it with was saltwater taffy, which, ooh.
I think the bright colors really look good against Scorched Timber.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
All right, Becky. All right. Thank you, Becky. She came to our rescue. We'll take a look at these, and we got our toolboxes. We'll look at these when we get in between something.
Okay.
We will figure out which toolbox it is that we need for our.
So the other difference is that the oxides are going to show up on darker colors, and I maybe should have done it on a craft. I'll just show you this one while I'm at it. So there's the scorched timber on craft. So
That looks really good.
it is a brown, so usually brown on brown shows, but you can see the red. That's the lumberjack plaid. And so when you stamp distress ink on a brown, it's not going to give you the true color. When you stamp the oxide, it's going to give you the true color. So you can see that looks like a red. If I were to stamp the distress lumberjack plaid on there, it's not going to look as red as that. So you not only craft, but black or other
Any
navy,
any dark colors.
color, or any color really.
Oxide has the pigment combination in
Yes.
it, and that's what shows on your dark papers.
Right. And I feel like that in heat embossing, I use the oxide to heat emboss. To me, I feel like the distress ink dries quicker.
I agree.
And the oxide is juicier. So Tim will say that the distress you can heat emboss with it, but I use the oxides to heat emboss. The oxide is also a little bit creamier. For some reason, I inked around the edges of this one, and I didn't on the distress, but it's just, that chalky, creamier
Well, the
look
pad,
to
can
it.
you open up the
Yeah.
things? Because the pads inside are totally different.
Yeah. So
That one's
this
kind of
pad,
a sponge.
yes, is a little bit softer, and this one's a little bit firmer.
And Teresa's got brown.
No,
You
I
could
have
do a
brown
finger.
fingers.
You could do your fingerprints. We'll register your fingerprints for you. Michelle said she uses oxides all the time because she likes that look, and
Yeah.
she also uses it for embossing. And I would totally agree with Teresa that I don't have luck with the distress inks. And we're talking heat embossing, using embossing powder.
Then Tim also has the paint. And the thing about the paint is that it's permanent. So these are all the sprays, the crayon, or the watercolor pencil, both inks. Those are going to be water reactive. So if I flicked water on these right now, the ink is going to react. But if I used paint, and I've done projects with paint before, it's permanent. So when you stamp on it with another ink, it's not going to move at all. So like here, I use the saltwater taffy underneath, and when I stamped, I have to be careful that it's not going to blur or move a little bit. Like, look here, I had a little bit of blurry business going on down here. It turned out okay.
It turned out fine. It wasn't meant to be, but
Right.
it was meant to be, I guess.
But because it's water reactive, I had a little issue. If I use paint, that's going to set. Once it's dry, it's set, and it's not going to move again. So that's, if there's something that you want to have more permanent, then the paint is going to be the deal that you want. All right.
That was great information and very well explained, Teresa.
Okay. So we'll have those in the stores if you guys want to see the difference between those. So I'll just talk about this card. Again, I said it was
my
oxide.
Gosh, I didn't see this border.
Yeah, that's little XOXO all the way around.
And on the tag, yes, I would say you do like
Yeah,
that.
and then I stamped that tag, and that
Whoops.
tag is from
That little tiny tag.
the collector. And remember, you guys, you got to get these out. I know a lot of people bought these when they came out. He had the series of 3.
Postal, Collector, and
Yes,
Specimen were
right.
the 3 that came out.
And I just love these 3 little tags. I use them all the time because they're just so stinking
They
cute.
are cute.
There's a little, what do you call it?
Oh, like a blue
award,
ribbon.
yes,
Ribbon.
award ribbon on there too. And then of course the pocket is fun, and it comes with some numbers and things. But I just used a little brad to
Let me get up
tuck
close
that
on
on there. And then I stenciled first, and that's a stencil.
Here, I'll get these out of your way, Teresa.
I don't know where the stencils.
They're right
Oh,
there.
there they are.
We've got
So-
quite a pile over here,
This is-
everybody. So we're gonna.
This is the mini stencil set number 6. So this is an older one. and it comes with this. I use this on another card, and I use all 3 of these
I
stencils.
was just looking, and yes, you have used
It's
all
a
3
perfect
today.
Valentine's
What
set.
number was it again?
Set number 6.
Set number 6.
Yep. And it's $12.99. And you guys know I like the small ones, but you can get them in big. I think we have the big heart one too. I don't know about these two, but we have the big heart one.
And the big heart ones are going to be, they're on sale.
Oh.
The big ones. I don't think the little sets are on sale, but the big ones are on
the big ones.
If you're just joining us, our Valentine's sale is in action right now, 30% off. I love the little stitching. Did you stitch first or stamp first?
I stamped first.
And then stitched?
Yeah. And I did not use my Misty on this because this stamp is so small, you really need a block. You see how little it is, and it's hard to get it on the Misty.
Oh, you'd have to keep it, yeah.
So I just hand stamped, and I don't really care. I know that some of them aren't straight.
They look pretty,
but the stitching.
I'm
Did
like,
you see when this not straight?
I'm like, they look fine. Like,
especially along the bottom.
That's where I looked first.
The top was fine, and the side, and then I got to the bottom, and I'm like,
I think that's the charm of it, Teresa.
Yeah, it's handmade, definitely.
And I would like to mention that the Tim Holtz stamps from Stampers Anonymous, they stamp wonderful with a block. You know, I don't know that if you don't have a Misty, you can still get the stamps and they're going to stamp very well.
Yeah, so I did have to hand stamp those just because it's so little. Sometimes your stamps are so little that the Misty, to get them on there, just doesn't work. So that was a wonderful card that I did. I don't know what to show you.
What should we show
next?
What do we do next?
So this actually I lifted. I saw somebody else do that. So they stamped this squiggly heart, and then they stamped this one around it in gold.
Oh,
and I'm
so
like,
they kind of fit together.
I loved it, yeah. And so I had to copy it. And it says, a list of reasons why I love you. Number 1, you are you. And I was like, oh, that's just perfect.
Yeah, that's...
So on this one, I did use the Rustic Wilderness. And look at those greens.
So did you use that with the Scorched Timber spray?
Yes.
Both sprays?
So I sprayed them. And I'm going to show you. We're going to spray a little bit here at the end. And then I heat embossed on top with the Rustic Wilderness glaze. And then I used a gold embossing powder on that. And I also did stencil on this one. You
did?
Yeah, I know. It didn't come out very well. But it does add to the background.
So which stencil?
I used this one. And you can't really, there's a little bit, like, there's some leaves.
Bit there.
Yeah.
Before you sprayed or after?
After I sprayed. And that's the thing is, when you use the oxides on top of oxides, it kind of sometimes soaks in and blends.
Kind of reacts.
Yeah, it reacts because it's water-based, and that's what's going to happen. So, but I was okay with that. And I did have some white, a little bit of white showing through. I didn't cover all my areas, but it just added a little bit of texture. It's okay.
Oh, I like the stitching under the quote, everybody. What a great technique. I haven't seen you do that. Have you done that before? I don't remember. I like it.
Yeah.
It kind of grounds it.
Yeah, it grounded it. So that was fun. All right. Oh, this one, I'm just going to show this one. This is just the ground
Scorched timber.
Yeah, and I made this for Scorched Timber. And this is one of my favorite little stencils now. This one. It's called, this is set 57, but we do have this in big too. I might have to get it in big too because
I think you might. Now
it's so cool.
It's funny because this came out at Christmas time.
Yeah, this was a Christmas set.
Here it is up close.
And I can't decide if these are snowflakes or stars. I've used them for both. This one.
They kind of remind me of the 60s.
Yeah,
kind of a retro.
Yeah, kind of a retro. But I'm just loving this. It's called Stems and Berries or Berries
Something
and
like
Stems.
That.
Yeah. And with this, I actually didn't do the Scorched Timber. I used the black texture paste, which was new this year. And it is super fun.
So this is black texture paste right here?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks kind of Scorched Timber-ish.
It does, doesn't it? But I really like the black.
And is it shiny like that? Or does it come off shiny, or did you put embossing powder on it? Because the black...
It was shiny.
Oh, okay. I didn't...
For some reason.
But that's not shiny.
I know, this isn't shiny. I'm sure that's what it is. Maybe I didn't.
I'm wondering if that's scorched
Maybe
timber
that's
and you
scorched
heat
timber.
embossed. It says scorched timber on the back.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a question.
Well, we don't know, but we think we're going back to thinking this might be the glaze.
Look, see, I put happy winter. I was still in winter phase when I made that card.
Well, we should be
This
in
is
winter
the-
phase, but it's crazy here.
I brought
oh,
this to
Teresa,
show. This
I
is
love
the
that.
black opaque. And I was telling Kelly before that
Yeah, where's your
this one
favorite?
that I just showed, this is my favorite stencil because I do like, this is the one that didn't show. I love these roses and then the XOs and the lines. Like those you can just use anywhere.
And that's number 53.
Yeah. But I just brought this to show the texture paste. Gosh, I thought that was
So
the
we
texture
we
paste.
showed number 6, and then, so we showed number 6, which is this one, and then we showed number 57, which has got the berries, and then we just showed number 53, which has got the thorned roses and kind of the damask design. And Becky, our guest Becky that's been here, she has used this one quite a bit too in her
Yeah.
projects.
You know what, Kelly? I think that what I did is I used texture paste and I mixed the scorched timber in it. That's why it's shiny.
Okay.
And this is just
It's
the black.
been a long time ago she made that.
But this was, I really like this tag.
It's really, the black texture paste has
It's
become
fun.
a permanent member
yes.
in the Distress family.
It's not just for Halloween.
And it was a special limited release, but they are keeping it, which
Yeah.
I'm really happy. It's very stark against things and looks really great.
Obviously, I need to put better notes than
It
scorched
says
timber.
Scorched timber on the
I
back.
know. I guess that's all
I think that's
used.
what it is. It looks,
Yeah.
it's got that green cast to it.
But
when
you can
turn
just put your texture paste on there. And well, what I do is I put ink down first, or you could use spray, and then I put my texture paste and just mix it together and then do that. I like that one. All right.
That was our mystery card.
Yeah. Then
This is so pretty. Oh my
So-
gosh.
these I used the regular distress. I used a lot of oxides today, but this is just regular distress and the crayons. So I
pencil?
used, or the pencil. Gosh.
It's really hard to call that a pencil
It
and not a
is.
crayon.
Because we had crayons for so long.
I know, it's bad.
So,
This is beautiful, and it really shows the scorched timber color. Because it's a brown, but it's got kind of a greenish cast.
so I used scattered straw on this
Is
one.
this from set 4 then?
This is from set 4.
Okay.
And then this one was carved pumpkin. So what I did on these cards is I had my stamp on my Misty, and I gave it a squirt of water, and then I took my watercolor pencil and I colored over it and I stamped
Oh, so
it.
you actually stamped with your watercolor pencil.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you don't have your inks, then you can do that. But it's also easier to get that watercolory look.
Right, without
with the
water,
watercolor pencils.
with the pencil, and you don't have to watercolor.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
those are both from set 4, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
then you inked with regular distress, and it looks like you
Yep.
did some splattering.
Yep, I used my pencil for that, and I did a little bit of, I used orange splattering on here. I did a little bit of scorched timber.
And so this was the new Love Notes
Yep.
hearts. And this one looks like it is the mini bouquet.
Yes.
So that one she used the mini bouquet on. It looks so different here, Teresa, because it looks like a solid black flower, but when you watercolored it,
Yeah.
it looks.
Yeah, I use these down here.
So if you have these, give it a try with your watercolor pencils.
And then I did the entomology as my background, of course. And this one, I actually stamped, I did that same technique. I sprayed, and then I took my watercolor pencil.
Oh, you did.
And I rubbed it over. This one I forgot, and I just inked it and stamped it. So you can kind
we
of
can
see
see
the
the
difference. Yeah. I totally forgot, and after I did it, I was like, oh, I was going to use the watercolor pencil. I forgot, but that's
Teresa,
okay.
And everybody loves these two cards, and they are beautiful. And I want you to know that Peggy says, since you showed how to splatter with the watercolor pencils,
Yes.
she can now splatter.
Yay!
That is my goal, is to learn how to splatter
You
without...
haven't tried it yet,
Well,
Kelly?
no, I haven't. The last time I splattered, it went all over my computer screen and keyboard.
Yeah, I still do that
And
too.
Doug wasn't very happy about that, especially because he saw it before I did.
I splatter my Longenberger basket that's on my
Oh,
table.
dear.
So, yeah.
Well, that's a great new technique that we can all try.
Yeah. All right. I've showed that
And I do
before,
like
but-
those colors. So that was scattered straw,
Yep.
which I didn't expect it to look like that,
And carved pumpkin.
and carved pumpkin. It looks a little more orangey in the watercolor pencil.
Yeah. You just have to get them out and play. I tried to do all the Roy G. Biv with the brown to show you that, I mean,
Everything
some people
looks
think,
good with brown.
Yeah, like pink is just like, duh, it's going to go, you know, but
Yeah.
when you start with the yellows and the oranges, and they all look good, I think. It's kind of like a gray, I guess. And
Yeah,
I'm not a
it's a
huge
neutral.
brown person, so I'm kind of excited that my go-to is really gathered twigs, but I am liking the scorched timber. It's a little bit different. Sometimes it's a little more greeny. It just depends on what you put it with. So here I sprayed the background with, let me make sure I got it right, salvage patina and scorched timber. Like it. And then
I love it.
and then back to that set number 6. There's the flowers. It kind of makes me think of a doily.
It does. It does.
Okay,
I like
now
that.
wait. This is where I use the.
Is this what you're thinking about?
This is where I use the black.
Okay.
Forget about
wait.
that other car.
So, okay. So that's
So
black,
I use
but
the
then
black
you inked over it.
texture paste. Yes. So first I used my stencil and I stenciled my with my black texture paste, and then I did my inking. So it muted it a little bit.
It did, because compared to that
compared
other
to
one.
how black that is. But I really wanted texture on it.
It looks good.
And I mean, you could just ink it, but I wanted the texture on there. Yeah.
Teresa, I don't want to keep going back to this, but I think this might be the glaze.
Yeah. Nope, I don't have the glaze.
Oh, then you just heat embossed.
No.
Okay. All right.
I used the
But it's shiny.
right,
How would it be shiny?
because
Okay.
I used some kind of texture paste.
Maybe you use the clear one.
Yeah, I probably
Okay.
used the clear.
Okay.
So this is a fun little die. Where did I put it?
Are we sold out
We're
of that
out
one?
of that one, but we have them on order for Coffee Week because I was like, Kelly, did we
We
order
don't have this dye. This is
We
a
need
Tim
this
Holtz
dye.
dye.
Yes,
It's really
called Cafe Color. It's a colorized cafe, and it has the little cup
And
too.
you have you done the card where you stack those little cups? Or
No,
have I seen it online?
but
where
you've
you
seen
do the
it.
cups?
That was the small. That was the small set. Oh, we should get that too. Those little cups. It's not this that you're seeing. It's another die with little cups. I can't think of
Oh,
what it
okay.
is,
We'll look
but we'll
for
have
that.
to look and order that too. Yeah. So I did a snarky. This is my cup of care. Oh, look, it's empty.
Is that from his stamp?
No, that's the snarky stickers, and we're
Oh,
out
the
of
stickers.
those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said the word stamp, but my
Yeah.
brain said stickers. Okay.
Yeah, the little.
Well, we'll have to get those
Yeah,
ordered.
I got
'cause
those.
that's going to be.
I got
Did you
those
order
on
them,
orders.
Teresa?
Yeah.
All right.
I use them all the time. We've got the big ones. I don't know if that's in the big one, but you know, the small talk,
Called
you
Small
guys.
Talk.
See,
And Teresa's used. She got it caught on her shirt.
I use them
You
all
have
the
used
time.
a few. There's a
Yeah.
ton in there.
Yeah, they're in white and black.
So those are on
They're super
order.
fun.
If you want
Yeah.
that, just let us know. Give us a call.
But I thought it was funny. Oh, and I didn't bring the field notes stamp. Is kind of the background. There you can see a little bug there.
Yeah, you did. You brought it.
Oh,
I just have to reach it. Teresa, Janet wants to know if you have ever put the shave. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Things are flipping through. Pencil shavings in texture paste.
no, I have not.
She's not done.
I
we
would
have not
think
tried
it's
that.
pure pigment, so I would think that would work.
It'd be worth a try.
Yeah.
So if anybody's done it, let us know.
You might have
Or
to
if you
add a
wanna try
little
it.
water maybe to get it to dissolve, but maybe the texture paste would dissolve it. Yeah. So there's a little, part of the butterfly and the field label there.
So you would not think to do this with a coffee card. You would not think to pull out your field note.
No,
stamps,
but I wanted some background. And then you probably can't see it.
Teresa tried to put hearts on everything.
I put a heart, one of these sketchy ones here, and then there's another little one over here. That one didn't show very well. Like sometimes, like I said, when you stamp oxide over oxide, they blend in. So I tried stamping it with salvage patina first, and it didn't work. So then I stamped it with the scorched timber, and it kind of worked. But I thought those colors were pretty.
I love it.
Salvage patina, and I just like saying salvage patina for some reason.
I know you really like that color.
I do
and your
like the
kitsch
color.
Flamingo, I think, is your other go-to color.
So that looks really pretty with that. And look, I put some of that fine ribbon on there.
The velvet.
That was perfect. Yeah, so that was fun. All right, now I did more of a Valentine's-y card. And this one I used, this is the kitsch. Yeah, you're right, Kelly. I did.
Oh, you did use kitsch. We didn't bring kitsch. Is that the kitsch spray?
Yeah, I wonder if I forgot to order it.
We'll look and see if we have it. I like your twine at the top.
Yeah, just kind of a messy
Yeah,
bow.
it is.
So,
can you see if we have kitsch flamingo spray?
To use or just to show?
To show. Okay. Thanks, Penny.
So these big numbers are called countdown, and I love them. And they're cut. What I did is I just sprayed my scorched timber.
Thank you.
And then I did stamp it with the entomology, the words. You probably can't see it on there, but it's there. So it's not flat. It has a little bit of texture on it.
We know there's something there.
So, when you're making your backgrounds, don't forget to die cut them out because that's fun.
Now, Susan says Caribou coffee colors, and it's the best coffee from Minnesota. We have a Caribou coffee right here in Ankeny.
Is that
I don't know if it's the teal or the pink. I think it's the teal. I think there's our Caribou coffee.
All right. So the banner is the one with the rabbit.
Oh,
that's
we don't have right now.
I don't know what that one is called.
Oh, she says teal is the coffee.
Okay. Mine is the old banner, but
so you can the little banners on one of the vault dies. And
yes,
we've ordered them all. It's just that when Sizzix doesn't have them, then we can't get them.
Right.
And they're coming. Some of them will be here probably next week, and then some closer to the end of February.
Yeah. But if I could,
really
I
cool.
would probably put a little banner on every card and tag.
Well, it's a nice little filler there,
It
I would
is.
say, Teresa. I love it.
It's super fun. Then I used the stencil again. I told you I used all three. Stencil number 6. You guys are going to get tired of it, but I used this one. And with this one, I used the sparkle paste.
Okay.
Now, you can't probably really see it because it did get covered up, but it has a little bit of a shine to it. So I did my stenciling first, and then I did my background, and then I just took a little wipe and I just dotted, because the oxide spray went on it and covered it, but if I just took my little wet wipe or a little bit of water, it lifted the color right off of there.
It looks really cool.
And you can see a little of the sparkly. So this is what this texture paste sparkle looks like just plain, which I've had fun playing with. And I told you guys I was going to use it on Valentine's.
And I don't know if that is a permanent part of Distress or if it was limited edition. I really don't know.
Well, we can still order it.
We have it, and we can still order it.
Yeah, it's $7.99, and it's kind of fun for something different. I just brought these to show you what it looks like without it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What else did I use on this?
Here we go.
I got out my postal, because I think arrows are fun at Valentine's Day. I almost used the hand, and
Teresa
then it wouldn't fit.
She has a thing about the hand.
Yeah, I like the hands, but there's fun little arrows. So I used this. This is a cute little arrow, something kind of different there. And then I got that tag out again, that little teeny tag, and then they've got the little teeny number.
Oh my gosh.
And so I put that on there. And yes, there is a little dot. And I told Kelly it took me 2 times to do the little
catch the dot.
Little dot. And then, I forgot to grab the clips because I used that clip. Those are so fun.
Those are they called? Those are the mini clips.
Yeah, let's see. Can you grab one of these mini clips? It should be on the wall right there. What else?
That's very cute. Boy, that NO is very small.
It is very small, but it fits perfect on that little tag.
It does. And there's the little tag she talked about. And I know that a lot of you have this. If you shop at Memory Bound, this was a huge release and one of the best Sizzix releases in quite a while. Because it's generic. You can use it for anything.
Yeah. So
and that was called Collector.
On that one, I just clipped it. See, it's the same tag. I just clipped it on
looks
that
so
one.
different.
Brad. It
looks
does
so
have a little
different.
hole in it, but those are the tiny clips. $4.99. You get 15. That'll last you a while if you get those.
You'll see those a lot in Diane's projects too.
Yeah, but I thought that was a fun
It is
Valentine.
cute. I really
was
like it.
Excited about it.
Just
The
all the
banner.
details, Teresa.
Yeah.
You are so good with the details.
All right, this is one that doesn't have any hearts in it because I made it again before, and we kind of showed it before. But this is just straight scorched timber. So this bird, I just inked, and this I used the oxides on. And
It is a unique color because it's not gray, it's not black, it's not brown, at least on the bird.
Yeah. And then I stamped with it, and I did use some crackle paste.
You used 3 pastes
I
today.
did. And I used that same stencil again.
It's right
Kelly. Yeah. It's hard to see it because it blends in because it's the same color.
But I can see it really well on the camera, and that's number 57.
Yep. And then there's that little hello there. And I think I used
that's
field
noteworthy.
notes.
That's from the
Yep.
stamp set called
I
Noteworthy.
forgot to bring that one over, but yeah, little field notes. Look, I stamped a circle.
You're so good, Tracy.
Oh, that was the same circle
You're
from
so
there.
good at
And
just
there.
putting things together.
3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that one 4.
A lot of people are just loving these.
I probably
Teresa.
could have stamped a heart in there, but or maybe on the bird. Ooh, that would have been cute. But I didn't have it yet when I made this. And I also dyed the ribbon.
With the oxide
With the
or with
oxide.
the... Oh, I've never done ribbon with an
Yep.
oxide.
Yep, just the same as the regular. It just gives it a little different look.
And Donna says it has a greenish tint, and I totally
Yeah.
agree. It has so many tints.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, because I just used the scorched timber on the background, and
It's got a lot of looks.
it's got a lot of looks
A lot of
when you
looks.
spray it.
Teresa, there is a question here about
Yeah.
the watercolor pencil, and I know this is a dilemma for many people because the scorched timber is like an orphan pencil. So they want to know, how are you storing yours?
Well, I'm going to take a color out of my tin, and I'm probably going to take out white because I don't use it very often. Now, we have the black and white combo. I forgot to bring that. But you can buy just black and white.
For people that use black
Yeah.
and white a lot.
You know, maybe if you're afraid to buy a whole set, you could buy the scorched timber and the black and white and test your hand on that.
Well, that's a good
yeah.
point.
Thanks.
That's a great idea.
They're $4.99 for the 2 colors. But I don't use the white a lot. Sometimes I splatter with white. But
Oh, it would be a good splattering one.
it would, but I tend to use the color like black more than I use white. So I'll probably take white out and just set it somewhere and then put the scorched timber in its place.
And if any of you are, if you're not fans, or if you are, join the Tim Holtz Addicts Facebook page. There's been huge comments and threads about what am I going to do with my extra
Yeah.
pencil.
Tim.
So there might be some good ideas there, but
I'm
I still
glad
say
that he did the
I
white.
still say the more the merrier.
Yeah, because I've used the white. I mean, I know I have. The other thing we forgot to tell you about is the Distress. We've got these back in. The Distress, the mini pads, the 4-pack. These are the last 4 colors. Lost Shadow, love it. Lumberjack Plaid's my new
Love
go-to
it.
red. And Uncharted Mariner is
Love
really
it.
different blue, really fun. So, yeah, that's it. And that is not marked, so I don't know how much
Well, they
it
just
is.
came in yesterday.
Yeah.
So we don't know how much
Price
they are.
unknown. All right, this is the last tag that I did.
Wow.
So I wanted to show, I was trying to do all the colors like I said, and I wanted to get purple, and I mixed it with red. And the background again is just the scorched timber, and then I stamped on it. But this is from that new, the new
That's
one.
the rosette.
The rosette, and that is
A lot of people are
the
wanting
one that
the
I
rosette.
got. Yes, the vault rosette, and the heart and the star. And I can tell you that I used watercolor paper to make my rosette because I sprayed it with the oxide. There's the lumberjack plaid and ooh, villainous potion.
So those are the three
Love
colors
it.
there.
Yes.
You know, it's fun just to get your stuff out and mix colors, different combinations.
Yeah. And I think purple and red are perfect Valentine colors. I don't know why. Maybe I feel like it's more masculine. I know some people don't think purple is masculine, but because my husband's a Vikings fan,
It's a
to
little
me,
different
it's a
in your
masculine.
family. Yeah.
I've had purple, like I went to Waukee, it was purple. I went to UNI, which is purple. And now I'm a Vikings fan, which is purple. So for me, purple and football go together.
So it's a guy. So it's a guy color for
Yes,
Teresa.
it's a good masculine Valentine for me to do purple and red together, and brown, and then you throw your brown in there. But what I was saying is that I use the watercolor paper because I use my oxide sprays, and it does crack a little bit when you do your folding. But then I just use my scorched timber and I inked on my little cracks, and I think that it turned out pretty.
It looks good.
Pretty vintagey.
Melissa says royalty is purple.
Oh yes.
And
Very
then
good.
Janet has a suggestion for Tim. And Tim, if you're watching, we don't think he is, but Tim, if you're watching, I think metallic color or watercolor pencils would be awesome also. And I would like to see some metallic distress inks. So maybe that's not possible, but those are the other colors that I would love to see.
He'd have to talk to his chemist about
Yes,
that.
especially since he's done with his distress colors. Maybe he could start something new.
You never know what's going to come. I'm sure they have things already.
They're asking about your ribbon. I think it's on the last card, the one that you inked. They want to know what ribbon you used.
Oh, I just used that twill.
So this is the seam binding.
Seam binding.
And it is, I think, rayon. So rayon is going to hold your water, your color and water. Some ribbons are polyester and they're not going to do quite as well.
Now you see the difference in these two? I did this one too, but I added some salvage patina. So
oh yeah,
you can kind of see it.
Yeah, it looks almost like
right there.
Oh, I don't want to say holographic, but you can see the salvage patina.
Yeah, so that's why those two look a little bit different, because I thought, what happens if I put a little salvage patina? And it gave it a little bit of a different look.
Okay, we had spools of that, little spools. Do you remember those? We have it in red. People are asking if we sell, and we do sell the seam binding. And we just have to figure out where it is online. Or and you can always,
You can give us
Janet
a call.
did it. Oh, Janet,
go,
thank
Janet.
you. Thank you, thank you. We
love
don't,
her.
the pencil special was kind of a pre-order, or when we first got them in. We don't have the special any longer on the pencils. But we do have our Valentine's special where it's all 30% off.
All right, so
Are we going to do something?
Yeah, we're gonna spray a little bit, I think. So with the oxides, I'm still gonna keep using the oxides because what I have. And the oxides you have to shake up because I'll show you salvage.
That one looks a little mixed. Grab that red one. You can really see it there.
So you see how it settles on the bottom? I don't know what.
That's maybe the pigment part of it.
And so then you have to shake it up. We need
Here's
song.
Here's Teresa shaking inks.
Shake it up. Shake it up. I don't know the song other than Shake It Up.
I
don't know what else.
You know what? I've been following the whole Kansas City Chiefs, Kelsey Swift thing, the Swifties, but I don't know really many of her songs. I probably would recognize them.
You probably would.
If I heard
probably
them.
would too. So you have to shake them up to get the pigment in there, and that one's still going.
With the
red.
distress sprays, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So in here, this is a great, while you're shaking, I don't know if you're still shaking, but here's a great visual. So on the left, we have the regular distress spray, and on the right, we have the oxide spray. And you can see how it's dark on the top, but on the bottom is all that good little, probably the pigment part of it. And that's what Teresa's shaking, just like Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Oh, we have a funny. I can't remember who said it. Oh, Pamela said, make sure the cap is on. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
I bet, Pamela, I bet you speak from experience. And then Denise says, shake, 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 shake your booty was KC and the Sunshine Band.
yes.
So it's not Taylor Swift then, or does she have a shake?
No, she has a shake
She
it
has a
off.
shake it off?
Shake
Okay.
it off. Yeah. I think it's when people are saying bad things to her and she just shakes it off.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her for doing that.
Okay. So then when you get it all mixed together, you can hear the ball, and you know, there are different consistencies, because I can see here that Lost Shadow is way thinner than the Scorched.
Really?
It just depends on the color and the chemicals, I guess, that they put in. So if you lay them on their side, then instead of settling on the bottom, it settles along here, and it's easier to.
Good tip.
It's like with the micas.
Good tip.
So I try and do that at home when I'm working with the colors. So a fun thing to do is just to spray and make a background on a tag. And so the first thing that's fun to do is to just spray your surface. And when you're using the sprays, the paper is important. You want to use the heavyweight stuff. The Dina Wakley tags are good, but we have heavyweight paper. You want to use or a watercolor paper.
We do have that heavyweight paper from Ranger.
Yeah, we've got the cream and the white, and it really does make a difference on how the inks travel on there. So I give it a couple of sprays to start.
And she's using the Distress Sprayer.
Yep.
Oh, the Vaporisateur, if you want to say it in another language.
And I'm going to use the Scorched Timber, and I think I'm going to try a little bit of Lost Shadow because...
Ooh.
And I'm just going to liberally spray.
So you wet your paper first.
Yep.
And does that help it move or help
Yes.
it react more?
See how it's moving here? There, it's not, I mean, there isn't a lot, but it's going to move.
This is Lost Shadow. Oh, Teresa, this
See
is
how
coffee.
it's moving?
This is a great introduction.
Oh.
Janet said cow spots. Oh, Pamela says if you lose the cap, right, wrap a paper towel around the nozzle. Also from experience.
Yeah, because you
Oh
don't
my
want it
gosh.
to dry
Oh,
out.
and she's got her handle it tool,
Yes.
which are kind of like little Mickey Mouse hands.
So, you know, you can just kind of move it. Ooh, ah.
I think that's
Sorry, I
seriously,
know
we
you
need to do a
can't see.
coffee. You need to keep that. Maybe do a coffee thing with it.
I was going to stamp hearts on it, Kelly.
Oh well, we can do hearts. You can do it again. You can always make another one, Teresa.
So I'm just drying it. And if you
oh
feel
my
like
gosh,
you have
that
too
color.
much,
Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the color when you get done. Go ahead and dry it.
I was
It's
just
got-
going to say, if you have some blobs along the side, you can always, you know, take your, and you can do it on top too. Use a paper towel or a microfiber cloth. I just always have
Look
my
at the colors
microfiber
coming.
cloth.
It's like a gray kind of coming
Yeah.
out of there. Have you done this before with these two colors?
Not these two colors, no. I like
But
it
it's
though.
so fun to try different
Yeah,
colors.
it really is. That's why I ordered a bunch of the colors.
So as she's drying that, Teresa has restocked our sprays. So if you want to try
there's
some
a few
things like
colors.
this,
And we can always order other colors if there's colors. You know, these are just the colors that I used, and I thought, well, we should have those. I don't know that we have a yellow or an orange.
I was just thinking we might have to get a yellow and an orange. So there's some of the colors that we have already, and Janet did put a link to those.
Awesome.
So if you want to experiment, this is one of those things where it just being creative just makes you feel good. And
It is. So, I had so much fun making these tags and spraying and just having fun with the sprays.
You must have had fun because you did such a nice job.
You don't
Teresa.
have a
Everybody
lot of
loves
control with it. You kind of have to let go. So that's
You have to let
mostly
go.
dry. So then we've got this on our pad, and we don't really want to give that up. So
Don't
I'm
want
just
to
gonna
waste it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tap, and that added a little bit. Maybe that was dry. And you don't be, and what you can do is just give it a spray.
The reason why we like that spray,
I like that.
is that you can lock it. So if you're going somewhere to craft, you can lock that little sprayer, and which makes it really handy.
I'm missing some spots, but that's okay. You don't have to have every spot covered. And it layers. So the reason you're going to dry it, now I've got more brown on there. I feel like I might need some more
lost shadow.
Or lost shadow, yeah. The scorched timber. And the colors, they work nice together, but sometimes one color will overtake, and so you can just spray more and do it again. The one thing though, if you do use you can use the distress sprays and the oxides together, but the oxides are really going to overtake the regular sprays.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yes, just something in the chemical composition of them. So don't be afraid to try it though. If you have an oxide and a regular,
yeah, I would say give it a try.
Just try it, and that's what I do. I mean, it just depends on the colors that you want to use, Are
you going to add some lost shadow?
I'm gonna
look at that. That is a gorgeous gray.
Now, sometimes you can, if it's not beating up enough, you can just take your fingers and just kind of do that.
I've seen, Teresa, where people just sit down and play with all their colors and make card bases.
Yeah.
Or just make a bunch of tags, and then when you get ready to create, you've got...
Yeah, Tim does that. Or there's that coffee color, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really neat.
Or just do it on a piece of paper, and then like when I die cut out of the 14, then you've got your paper all ready to go. I stamped on it, and
so you can do it and then use it for die cutting or whatever you want.
And then there was more left, and I saved it because I'm like,
the paper?
I'm going to die cut some out of that.
And Janet just put a link to the storage tin, which Teresa brought hers in today. And like I said earlier, it's so nice that we have these videos so you can actually see product in use. And Teresa's so good about bringing in her stuff so we can see it. And if you do have some sprays, it's a nice way to keep them together rather than dumping them in a drawer or in a box or something, because they do show and you can see what you have. Let's see, we got a comment here. For Janet says, if it doesn't turn out like you want, then just die cut it. So if the tag doesn't turn out, you can just die cut leaves or flowers and use it on other projects.
Yeah, so you just want to layer.
This is not what I expected it to look like.
It looks really nice with the lost shadow, doesn't it?
It does.
It does look like coffee.
Great combination.
And see my mat. See, if I was at home, I would probably just take another piece of paper and do it. But I'm just going to wipe it off and show you how nice it just cleans off. Just with water. And then I'm ready to go.
Nice thing about being water-based. Okay, Angie says she's weird, and I'm sure you're not, Angie. She's blowing on her phone to help you dry it.
Oh. See, I have some.
Oh, there's her extras.
Here, this is what I used for the
oh, your rosette.
Rosette. And there was the heart.
So there's the stuff left
So I
over
still
from that.
have some, I'll use those on
So
something.
was this
I don't know why I saved
was
this.
this background just scorched timber then, without a combination?
Yeah, just stamping on it.
Well, I love that, Teresa. Those are really gorgeous colors.
It turned out pretty.
I wouldn't mind like a shirt in that color. I would love that.
I got a little bit of wet spot, but All right, so
now we're gonna stamp some hearts.
yeah, I think so.
And Teresa's using the MISTI, which stands for Most Incredible Stamping Tool Invented. And I always say it really is. And it keeps your stamp and your project in the same spot. So if you don't get all the color you want, you just put a little more ink on it and close the acrylic front one more time, or two, or whatever it takes.
I'm trying to decide what
we're
color
doing the
to
watercolor thing.
stamp
Oh,
my
good.
heart.
Oh boy, that's a big decision.
Well, we've got festive berries.
Have you used festive berries on anything?
No. And there's chip sapphire, this blue. I wonder what the blue would look like. I haven't used it. I don't know if that'll blend in too much.
If it might not contrast enough. I kind of like the green. I don't know why.
Mowed lawn or evergreen bough?
The
shabby shutters.
Shabby shutters.
All right, we'll try that.
You haven't done a green because you've got pink.
This one.
Oh wait, you did do green. Oh, never mind. We'll do
That's
something
right.
different. Do it. Do you
I'm
want
trying
to do?
Figure out what might show because it's
What
dark.
about where's festive berries? Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's be traditional.
All right, we'll try that. So I'm just gonna give my.
So you sprayed your stamp.
And I didn't get super close, you know. I'm just kind of
a light mist.
a light mist because we can always go back and.
Now she's coloring. Look how easy. Anybody can do this.
Coloring. And you know what I can do is I've got my water here and I can just dip it in the water just to get it moving a little bit if I didn't get enough water on there. And get all your little...
All the little edges.
Wait, I hung it off the edge. I'm coloring the edge that's hanging off.
Oops.
I like it when I do that, which happens a little bit. I dip a little water in there because I want it to be...
You have to really think on those edges that...
I know.
Where
I always
it's
do
stamp.
the wrong edge.
I know. I have to do what you did and actually kind of shut the front door. Ooh, that's going to be neat.
Ah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it just how it is. Of course, I don't have paper on there. I probably didn't need that. See, and it did, see my heart, how it, you know, it reacted.
Uh-huh, I do.
So it really did react. But I wonder if this one would work on there.
Oh, to go over the top, yes.
To go kind of inside.
I think that would really make it show.
You know what, but I really need to dry it first because it's still a little bit wet.
Teresa's using the Ranger heat tool and it's really hot, so don't use it for a hairdryer, but it doesn't blow hard, so it doesn't blow your papers all over your table. I think that's kind of the nice thing about the Ranger tool. See, drying it made it look even better. They want to know if you can spray with regular distress spray. And for your background.
Like what I did? Yeah. It's the same. It's the same technique. And I'm just going to use oxide. I'm just going to use the ink pad this time just because I want a solid image. I like that watercolor background, but I don't have festive berries. I just have my...
Oh, gosh.
Oh, look, that looks
I love
different.
it. So she's using the Lumberjack Plaid oxide, and she's stamping the outside of it. That really gives it some shape.
Isn't that fun?
Yes. So if you use your distress inks, and you surely can, they're just going to look a little different. They're not going to be as chalky. And Teresa's done both. Are you doing another one?
I was just going to stamp
Oh, a little phrase.
a little phrase.
Friendship is another word for love. Oh, I think this is going to turn out great.
You know, I'm going to use my regular ink this time. Sometimes when I stamp my sentiments, I like to use the regular ink because sometimes the...
It probably shows up better because it's
yeah,
not the kind of...
doesn't
I'm
blend
going to say
in.
chalky. I don't know
really,
if that's...
you should use the archival ink so it doesn't blend in.
Oh, Teresa, that turned out really neat. If you had a red ribbon at the top...
Yeah. That's so cute.
It is. And you
well,
can even...
the Lost Shadow turned out to be really pretty with that.
Yes, I like the Lost Shadow with it a lot. Mary says no housework today. Oh, everybody, look how neat that is. Teresa, you did a wonderful job on this.
That turned out cute. I'm glad.
It did. And you could even take, your little banner here that you have on your pink, and you could even maybe watercolor a banner and put it up there too.
Oh,
that would be neat.
That would be.
Yes,
that
the
would be
hearts.
fun.
The hearts are rolling. I think everybody loves it. Teresa, you've done a fabulous job today, and thank you so much for.
Well, we showed some techniques. I hope you guys get
lots of techniques. Lots.
Get your sprays out, or order some sprays, some oxide sprays. Just try a couple oxides. Try one or two,
and let us know how you like it.
You probably need two to mix two colors together.
Right.
Scorched timber and some other color.
Yeah. And here's the oxide sprays that we have. This might not be all of them that we have in stock right now, but Teresa did stock us up so we would have.
These are the colors I used today, but we have other colors. And if there's a color that you just absolutely need, then we can order that too.
You've shown us a lot. You can tell here that Teresa showed us how to use a lot of different product because it's all over. And we have empty easels there because they're laying on the table. Teresa, that's been fabulous. And thank you so very much.
Yeah. Should we see what's tomorrow?
Check out tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday, and it's going to be Diane's Elizabeth Craft album and questions, Q&A.
So she's bringing in her album that she's making for the year. And she showed us some peeks at it during her Elizabeth Craft, which is right behind Teresa. We have a whole wall of Elizabeth Craft dies and stamps. And this is not all of them. We have them in another place too. And she is going to be showing us her book, what she's done. And she's done a lot of techniques. Yep. So today and tomorrow will both be lots of techniques. They want to know, where is the new Tim Holtz stamp? Online, it should be.
Here.
Well, Teresa's got it right here. I don't even see one to show anymore. Janet can link it. It's called Love Notes. And you should, if you type in Love Notes, or if you type in the code here, CMS 477, it should pop right up. And then we never talked about yesterday, but yesterday our demo had to do with calendar pages. So if you're doing some scrapbooking for 2024, Katie and I did some different ideas for layouts for your scrapbooks, and that will take you through the year.
I hope you guys all have mats too, because it gets messy.
I think spraying gets very messy.
Yes,
and
it
for
does.
a lot of things. And the other thing that Tim says those mats do is they keep a space for you to actually work.
Yes, that's why I like it. That's why I said I use the little one at home sometimes, because my space starts encroaching, and by the time I put the mat down.
We should all take a picture of the space we actually have. Honestly, sometimes I am using my trimmer on my lap and trimming on my lap. But, okay, and Teresa, we did forget one thing, and Donna, thank you for reminding us. We have the Totally Tiffany toolboxes.
Oh.
And we need to figure out which one is the one. I'm setting the water right there, Teresa. Which one holds the pencils? Somebody earlier told us that they put all their watercolor pencils into one of these. And this one, there's one that's really
5x7?
It's probably not the 9x4.
I wouldn't think so.
And probably not the 9x6. It's probably the 5x7.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Okay, and it's got dimensions in the small print right there.
6.5 by 8.5.
By 4.5. So would you grab a ruler? I think there's one right behind you, Teresa. And we'll measure this. That is less than 4.5. Was it just a little less?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the one.
So it's slightly less, and that is the toolbox 5x7. And somebody told us they put all their sets in there.
Wow, that would be perfect for
I don't know if they have 6 sets.
Travel. If 6 will fit in there.
Yeah, and it's got a little handle, and inside the Totally Tiffany's there is like a hard plastic liner, which makes it really nice. Teresa's busy looking at it, so I'll get the camera over here. Teresa's contemplating it.
I am. I'm like, do I need that?
Maybe I need that. So everyone, thank you so much again, and have yourselves a wonderful crafty day. I'm sorry we don't have stores in North Dakota or North Carolina or Canada, But if you are ever in Iowa, or we are right in the middle of Iowa along I-80 and I-35 at the junction.
We had a
would
gal
love for
here
you to see.
yesterday from, it wasn't Maine, Mary. It was
Massachusetts, Mary? Mary from
Because
Massachusetts?
I said it was up east somewhere. Where's Mystic Pizza? Connecticut? No, they weren't from Connecticut. Anyhow, I
Was it
said,
the
"Oh, we
Mystic
have
Pizza?
Maine from Mary. Maybe know her."
Yes.
But they'd
If
never
you're out
been
east,
here
you
before.
might know each other.
It was a gal and her husband, and yes, so
So if you're traveling,
never
maybe
know.
this summer, if
Yeah,
you're on a
swing through
trip,
Iowa.
come by. We'd love to see you. Make sure you say hello to us. And everyone have a great rest of your day. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with Diane.